Thank you all so much for tuning into our show. Welcome back to
Chatty Catties.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hey.
So I want to get right to it. So I know that we all know about the protesting during the national anthem. Mm-hmm. And I read online in the New York Times, it said that there were various high schools, some in Oak Park, some in Evanston, that was also protesting. They had band members that were protesting as well. And then there was also a German soccer team in Berlin that was protesting. Mm-hmm. So it's not just the NFL. Right. This made me think of Rosa Parks back when she was protesting or making her statement, refusing to give up her seat on a bus, which made a very big impact. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot of bravery and courage and confidence to do something like that, because you are choosing to either stand, sit, or kneel. Mm-hmm. But what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I also looked up a little bit of background, and I researched a couple of different websites and things like that, and the History Channel and a couple of other entities actually said that the national anthem started off as a poem by Francis Scott Key, and he wrote it actually 2 years after the War of 1812, when the British invaded Fort McHenry. So after that all occurred, we had a couple of slaves. People were still enslaved at that time. So there were a couple of slaves that actually went over to Britain's side because they wanted to fight for freedom as well. So a lot of people don't know that there's 4 verses to the national anthem, mm-hmm. and what we only sing is the first 2.
Right.
But the last 2 actually talk about how they're kind of pointing out that those slaves that went over to Britain's side, this is what happens. If you get killed, this is the results, and mm-hmm. we will still stand firm, in our beliefs and our patriotism. So I thought that was really interesting.
Mm-hmm. And it's weird to me though, because when I was coming up, we were only taught the first 2, yep. Mm-hmm. And not, even though it's a long, but still we were only taught the first 2.
Yeah. I didn't even know there were for a long time.
Or the history at all, like you said, that, and I agree with you that what they're doing is risky to take a stand, because like you said, those high school students, they're trying to figure out how they can punish them mm-hmm. for what they're doing, whether it's the band members or athletes. They're trying to figure out how. And the question is, should you punish them? It's not how you should punish. Should you? Because like you said, a poet wrote a poem that turned into a song, and years later, after a few denials,
40
from what I found, that's not a few, right. that it became the national anthem, what we know it to be, the Star Spangled Banner. That wasn't even the name. Like, the man just was really on a ship and was writing a poem, and they caught wind of the poem, loved it, made it what it is today. So it's like the symbolism or the respect that we're giving to it, is it really do it? Like, it's a poem written by a poet, and that wasn't even his intended purpose. Right. Now, me being an artist, being a poet myself, I don't know if I feel disrespected if you take my work and use it as it's not intended to be used. I may be, honored for such a prestigious use of it, but basically we've tied it to our soldiers.
Right. And it was actually
When did you do that?
Yeah, it was called the defense of Fort McHenry. That's why he wrote it, because of the war and everything that was going on, to try to, assist with that patriotism. But I thought it was just ironic, because that's kind of the premise, it seems like, is, standing up for what you believe in and being able to, express your differences, but we're kind of, penalizing people, or trying to penalize people for doing just that. Mm-hmm. So I think that's interesting. And then the fact that it was actually denied 40 times before it actually was implemented as the national anthem, kind of, to me, shows okay, what were people thinking? Were people, did they feel like there was something wrong with it, and was that the reason why it was denied so many times? I just think that's really interesting, and it kind of puts things into perspective of what's going on.
In your research, did you guys find that the kneeling came about, because like you said, there was a whole background before it became a larger platform for what was going on. The kneel came because a soldier, my findings, what I found, a soldier wrote to him, and he responded and had a sit down with this soldier, and the soldier said, well, this is what we do out of respect to fallen soldiers, and if, you know, maybe if you did this, less people will be offended, whatever the conversation was. And he honored the soldier's wishes by taking a kneel, and that's why taking a kneel is even a thing now, is because a soldier asked. Well, a soldier made a comment to say, hey, we show respect to the flag. We show respect to our counterparts who have passed by kneeling. So you'll add the honor back to the soldiers who've lost their lives fighting for our country while taking a stand against basically the racism that is in America, because that's what he's taking. He's actually not even necessarily taking a stand against the lyrics, which, like you said, you find out those extra stanzas exist, but he's actually saying, hey, technically what this stands for isn't being honored, so why should I honor it?
Yeah, and what's interesting, we just started standing. We weren't always standing for the national anthem. That turned into another thing we were trying to do to make sure we were more patriotic. And, you know, when we started using the national anthem in sports and things like that, people decided to stand as opposed to what we were doing initially. So I think that's interesting as well, how we've evolved, but yet and still we're still penalizing people for doing the thing that we're supposed to be evolving to.
But it says basically educate yourself and know why you do what you do, because sometimes you're offended over traditions where is it really an offense? Is it really disrespect? Because that's what this comes down to. Is this really, because he has the freedom of speech. He has the right to protest. He has the right to demand our rights. He has the right to do all of that. The question is it, because basically it's taking a stance on you're spitting on, because now we all know it's a law. There's certain things you cannot do to the flag, and if you own one, there's certain ways to fold it, all of that good stuff. That's a law. A law versus a tradition, they are not the same thing. We're speaking of a tradition, and you cannot penalize someone for not taking part. And that's just like me and my family does this on this holiday or this said day, and I want you to be prosecuted because you don't join in. That's how I feel like this is. Right. It's a tradition. Is it
and
really?
You know what, I understand what
is
you're saying too, but some people, I think, take tradition seriously.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? They take it, you know, like when I was in school coming up, we were told to, if I sat down during the flag, I would get in trouble for it, you know. Yep. So as you continue to get older, some people do take tradition, no matter what it is, they take it, you know,
seriously,
very seriously.
But I think times have changed, because like I did the Pledge of Allegiance when I was in school. They no longer do it. They took it out because I think it no longer applies, or once I think you did the history on it, people realized that maybe we shouldn't do this. So kids don't do it. This whole take a stand thing or the kneeling, he never told anybody really about why he took the knee. It was, from what I understand with my research, a journalist saw him do it. He did it for like 3 or 4 games, and then he snapped a picture. I guess once he was doing the research, he then found out why he was doing it. And he basically felt that, you know, the national anthem wasn't, you know, protecting all these blacks who were being killed in the streets by officers who were they were on leave, paid leave, for murdering black kids. So that's why he did it. He never went around and promoted it. It was basically a picture that kind of started the whole controversy. So him taking a silent kneel became a big deal. But if somebody doesn't, you know, believe in the national anthem, why can't they take a seat or take a kneel down? It's basically saying you have to believe this or else you're going to be penalized. So they didn't find him, but he hasn't been picked up on another team.
Right. And see, that's the consequence right there.
Right. Prosecution. That's what I'm thinking.
Natural consequence.
If you don't honor my religion, because that's just like in school with the national anthem, with the Pledge of Allegiance, I remember children were excluded. You could be excluded, like certain things that we celebrate in the U.S. based on your religion. You could be excluded without penalty. So it's like, if I'm saying I believe, my value system says, can you, the question is, can you do that to people in America?
Right.
Land of the free,
Right.
home of the brave. Because it's like, is he standing up for what we believe in? Because that's really the question. It's like, that's what makes it such a, I don't know. You know, I hear what you're saying, that it's disrespect, but then I hear what he's saying.
That I don't
Are
agree
they
with.
one and the same, though?
Right, and there's also a lot of controversy as to whether or not the national anthem needs to be changed. The fourth stanza was actually added like 30, 40 years, 1861. It was added later. So that kind of shows that it can evolve, you know what I mean? There's some room for change. So I think that kind of plays a large part into why people are saying, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time for us to move past this. Maybe it's time for us to alter this, so that it's more realistic to what we have evolved to, you know, as a country.
Right.
And you know, it only takes one person to do something that may seem small, and it turns into something, you know, huge. Right. Like I said with Rosa Parks, she refused to give up her seat on the bus. And, you know, that changed so much. And it's just so many others that has, you know, done so many other things. But it only takes one person, and everybody's not going to agree what you're doing. But even if you reach out to that one person who's looking at you and they do it, then you may see another person that may follow, and then the next person may follow, and so on and so forth. But at the same time, it is definitely a risk, because everybody is not going to like or agree with what you're doing.
Right.
So that's why I was saying that it to me, it does take confidence and bravery. Because all he did was, you know, he decided to sit or kneel, you know, during the anthem. Right. But people made it into this really huge, big event because it was a tradition to stand for it.
But can we just respect each other's
I was
opinions?
just
That's
gonna
my
say,
That's my
I think
question,
that's what
too.
we've
Can we
evolved
do
to.
that?
Let you
where-
believe what you believe
Right.
and value what you value and be fine with that.
And it's to each his own. You know, if you don't want to stand for that, in my opinion, I don't see the problem with it.
Right,
That
right.
is just my personal opinion.
A part of the research is they said it's 32 owners who own the NFL, and none of them are African American. And they kind of discouraged players to show their own personal showmanship for
Opinions.
certain beliefs.
Anything.
They just prefer them not to do that.
But ladies, gotta wrap this up. I'm so sorry. It was just getting so deep, and my favorite word, juicy. I hate to stop it here, but those of you out there in TV land, I just want to also remind you that please keep in mind that this is American Diabetes Awareness Month. So please, please go and get tested at your nearest hospital, nearest clinic. Please go and get tested. Now, this is going to be a little off topic here, but the other day I was on the internet and I was just looking up different kinds of, you know, beauty trends. And I saw some that were pretty interesting, and there were some that were pretty strange. I want to talk about the one that, yes. I want to bring up the one that was strange. Now, it's a website called Mashable.com, okay? And they give you a listing of different kinds of trends. Right. Now, it made a statement saying that there are two types of beauty trends. You have some that are real and some that are just the internet.
Right.
This particular one that I saw that caught my eye, I don't think it's real. I think it was just for fun or for kicks, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So there was a picture of a woman, and she had nose hair extensions. Let me tell you how she did it.
Oh my goodness.
She took the false or fake eyelashes and got the glue and glued them into her nose. And I looked at, you know what, to be honest with you, they said that it was trending on Instagram. So let me check this out. Let me see.
I died.
It's a picture of someone who has false lashes glued to her nose, and they're saying that is now trending.
Where?
And I think that's weird.
Trendy, like everybody looking at her like she crazy. Not
That's-
trendy, like I'm about to go get some
And
hair
that's
now.
true.
Like,
And everything also on the internet that's trending is
Not
also
do that.
not real. Some things, like I said, it's just for kicks. But that is so weird. It looked like she had a spider, like spiders in her nose.
It is weird because people don't do that.
People do a lot of stuff for attention on the internet.
That is.
You want to go viral.
You wanna be famous on Instagram.
Maybe she's promoting artistry, a business,
Or weirdness.
or she just, because some people, like you said, just want the fame. And with the internet, especially Facebook, Instagram, all the social networking, it's easy to be widely known for anything,
It's making my nose tingle.
I have a number of people I follow on, that are simply funny, or and it's, I almost shouted somebody out by accident, but because they parody popped in my head. But so anyway. So maybe I can't. I was like, anyway, Twin and them, I'm sorry, I done fell in love with those girls. They're actually from Chicago, y'all. Twin and them. Anyway, so, but it's easy. And I think when she had that idea, now I can't fathom someone walking around with because first of all, it's unorthodox to even for women, especially, to have facial hair. And I know maybe you're making a stance, but nah, I think, like you said, that was not real. It was on the internet for some hits.
Right.
Because hey, YouTube pays you for hits, so go ahead. I mean, if you're gonna glue some, now if you walk into work, please do not pardon my staring, because I'm not asking you to, and please do not pardon my jokes that I'm making in the corner, because I got a whole
I might be pointing
bunch
too.
of them.
I mean, there's people who actually have like hair that grows out their nose, and they're trying to like get it snipped.
Yeah.
So it's not attractive. So
And
why
this
would
was
you want
a
to do
woman.
it?
And it's not
Right,
comfortable.
like-
It should itch. Like what you think about like.
It's definitely like it's not trendy. She's
But you know
trying
what?
to get attention on the internet.
At one point, and this is actually true, you saw women with the mohawks. Boys and girls having the mohawks. You saw boys and girls, men and women, with half their head being shaved.
Right.
So that's another thing that was. I don't know if that's still trending now.
It
I don't
is.
see it
So.
as much.
It
My
is.
daughter has her hair shaved on the side.
I was
and
gonna
she
do the
refuses
patch.
to grow it back, but it's
Really?
trendy because there's so many different hairstyles
Colorful
you
hair.
can wear with it. You
That's
can wear
another thing that's
braids.
trending. Orange, blue, green.
I mean,
that's another
it's
thing that's
popular
trending.
now. The purples, the blues, but that's trendy because it's something that's been going on for a while. Not hair coming out the nose.
Because
Like,
fashion basically repeats
Right.
itself.
Exactly.
And those haircuts, the mohawk, shave size, like I have an undercut under my hair. This stuff it's not new. It repeats
And calls something
itself.
different.
It was
Now,
in the
it may have been
80s.
a different
I remember that, 'cause
culture
that's
than you
salt
see
and
it in
pepper.
now, because you wouldn't have seen so
my
many.
Dad cut me up. No, it's just seriously. Remember, Salt and Pepper did that like 80s?
Yeah.
When
I
they
remember
came
that.
out, 1988 with the whole leather jacket, and I remember because I remember being in like the kitchen. My dad like
Skinny
going a little
jeans.
too far.
The men that's
Right.
wearing the skinny jeans. Back then it was the baggy look.
Yeah, now
Now it's the
even.
guys with
Some of them be
the.
a little too.
If we got to argue over jeans, I'm not dating you
Yeah,
fellas.
yeah,
But
yeah.
so
Yeah, I think they were a little
disclaimer.
too
Yeah.
tight.
I mean,
like,
I'm cool with
snuggies.
you don't have to be baggy and hanging off your butt.
Right.
But if you look thicker than me in your jeans, then we probably got a discussion. Yeah, discussion. Like, don't be mad you walk past me. And I be like, that's fat booty, something, because it's like, I mean, what are we portraying here? What are you talking about? What are we saying here? And I've seen some men in some attire that I'm like, I would totally wear that whole outfit. Yes.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about metrosexuals, because metrosexuals have always, look, I'm not dating you either, but
We're not sharing that line. We're not sharing.
So but yeah, and do you guys remember the what was it called? You know how we got shirt dresses?
Mm-hmm. Tunics.
They had came out, no, not even a tunic. They had came out with, and it started with
The rompers, or what you're talking about?
girl.
No, please.
Even though guys are
It was a shirt dress.
Rompers.
It was a
That's
shirt
not-
dress.
Yeah, that's.
It was a shirt dress. Now the romper, they tried to remind us with Jodeci and them, like, hey, they had a romper. That's a jumpsuit. That's a romper.
Or
That's a jumpsuit.
overalls. That was
big overalls,
yeah.
right?
Different story. They're not the same thing. I wear a romper.
We're at that age, or right now, it's like that. Everybody feel like they can just wear whatever, like they can try things. Like there's certain things. No, I don't want to see a dude in a skirt. Like it's not okay. There's certain things I think that even though it's trendy or you can, doesn't necessarily mean it's acceptable. Skinny jeans should be skinny, meaning they should not be really loose, but they shouldn't be fitting tight. I've seen some guys like, dude, Them little tight, like they should
can
not.
they
Because when you,
breathe?
I feel
Yeah.
like
That
women
tight.
wear their jeans more like fitted. If your jeans is snuggy on your thigh, then mine's are.
I can see
don't-
that you hippie. You know, like I can see that you hippie.
We
Like,
should
But
I don't
think
think
they
no,
just
in my opinion,
gone
no
too far
man
with
should
it.
be wearing skinny jeans. I think it should just be for the women.
But
in
you
my
can wear
opinion,
straight
slim or straight, because that's what
I
I
don't
call
know.
it.
I don't even
I
like
like
those.
that.
I like to see guys in not their pants hanging down to the floor.
not with the-
But I like to see them in baggy pants. I just don't like the straight, and I don't like the skinny jeans.
Oh, I've seen
I
That's
don't
just
like
me.
them too baggy either. 'Cause
I've
then,
seen
like, they be all
sagging.
skinny with these.
I've seen sagging with skinny
Right,
jeans,
yeah.
and so their butt was sitting on top of the skinny jeans, so it was tight, but then their butt was sitting on top. I was like, this has gotten, you know. Now to me, I have my own beliefs on feminizing, you know, our males, but that's my belief that that's what it is. You know, they're cool with putting on dresses. They're cool with going in our section and putting on Uggs. They're cool with basically in the name of different. Because that's what it is. I'm different. Hey, I'm different. I promise. I've never met so many people wanting to be a weirdo until that came. Because I've been a weirdo all my life. But then all of a sudden, all these trendy weirdos popped up.
That's a difference, though. To me, it's
And
there's a
because they're
difference.
trying.
Yeah.
And so therefore, I'm going out my way. I seen a dude in a full rumper. But it was a lion rumper in the hood.
You
He had
kidding?
fur.
If you don't
First
get
of
up on the
all,
stage,
it was on the
then stop
internet,
it.
and I
Like,
could have died, but he was dead serious on how fly he was, because he had his Tim's on, and he was like, ain't nobody out here rocking this, and I was like,
He was
from
right
the
though. I'm
guy's
sure
side or
nobody-
fly from
He wouldn't
the
fly from
girl's
nobody's side.
Like if he got on a rumper,
that was a lion. It
we're
was
all
stripes.
looking at the same thing.
was
He's
the
not
stripes.
looking at women. He's looking at, you know what I'm saying? Like when you see men dressed in rumpers to me like that, like those are guys that indirectly they're pretty much telling you how they're rolling. They're more on the woman's side because.
But you know what?
don't
You
really
have,
dress like-
and I won't mention names. However, you have some rappers that wear skirts.
So that's
Wedding
what
dresses,
happens.
what you talking about?
Concerts. So sometimes when kids see that, they may think, "Oh, that's okay." You know what I'm saying? We have some celebrities that are men that are rappers. When they're at their concerts, they have on skirts.
Are these rappers though? I'm sorry.
I,
That was a pun.
I was gonna say we have people. Yeah, you got people on stage
Just a little bit.
that are
performer.
Yeah.
There's
Performers,
performers,
that's what they- yeah.
and then you have
and sometimes that's even
artists,
stretching it.
performers. They kind of go hand in hand, but a performer is somebody that will put on a full costume, a dress, and do all that just for the show. Like Lady
Aw,
Gaga, she
ladies.
does.
We gotta stop here. We can go on forever, you guys.
We can. We can.
Oh wow.
Age trend.
Thank you guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in with us. We have a very special guest here with us today. This is Mr. Terrence Mathis, who is a trucker and a singer, y'all. He can multitask. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you all?
We are wonderful.
Good.
So, my first question for you would be, how did you get started in being a trucker slash writer slash singer? How did you get started?
Well, I actually started when I was 13. My dad put me in a truck, and said, "Hey, you got to go." I started writing the songs as I got out on the road, and we had tape decks, and you hit your tape
Right.
deck, you got to stop and put tape, and the only thing we had to listen to was whatever was on the radio. And, being out in Iowa and in those places, you only had country music and classic rock. So because I had to listen to it, I said, well, I'm going to do it the way I would like it. So I put a trucker's twist on it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's it.
So what is your stage name?
Jake Break Junkie.
Jake Break.
Wow.
Jake-
All
Jake
right.
Jake Break
All right.
Junkie.
Jake
That's
Break
cool.
Junkie, yeah.
Is that your favorite kind of music? Is it, or do you have others?
Well, I like all music,
Okay.
and I do all music too. I do rap. I rewrite those also, and R&B.
Nice.
I try to do them all.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
And so you got known. Well, you're sitting here with us, Jake Break Junkie, right? You have to tell us why they call you that.
Right.
Pretty sure everybody wants to know. You are here today because you went viral, right? If I understand that.
Yes.
Tell us about that experience. How did you feel? You went from just this is what I do to pass time driving
So now everybody knows
to
your
like
name.
now you're
Right.
getting interviewed and doing shows. I hear got a CD coming.
Well, it started. I put a video out, and this lady saw it, and she called me and asked me to do a song for her radio show. So I did that. then I had songs, you know, that I was doing anyway. You know, being on the road, you hear things and you just add a song. I heard a song and I heard these guys complain about the E-Log. So I heard a song by Johnny Paycheck and it said, take this job and shove it. So I said, well, let's take this E-Log and shove it. It went viral. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what it meant.
Right.
I didn't know what was going on, you know. And I'm like, what are all these, you know? So I called my my manager. I said, what's going on here? She says, honey, you're hot, you know.
Wow.
And said it was going, you're going viral, you're going viral. So that's pretty much what happened.
Were you excited? Like, how did you feel when?
Well, I'm pretty much the same way.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still that same truck driver, you know.
humble.
I'm not, you know, I'm not really getting into it just yet, but I'm pretty sure to come. But right now, I'm just still the same.
You seem like you're humble, you know.
But wait a minute, you had a manager. You manager of your artistry that you called and asked about the viral video?
Yes.
Did I get that right?
Yes.
So you had a manager. So it was a little more now that Jake Break than
No, well, it was more because she was the one
that seen you.
that asked me to write the song for her show,
Okay,
and then I
there
wrote
you
the
go.
song for her show, and then she just kind of took it on
Got
where,
it.
hey, I got something for you. I got a truck stop for you to do. I got this. I said, what? You know, so it just went to her as being my manager.
Okay, so
Oh,
before
so
viral,
about your performances,
so before
like where
viral,
you-
she
you
found you.
perform
That's what's
at.
up.
So you take songs though, like you take songs and you rewrite them and tweak them more so they're tailored toward like trucking experiences and things like that?
Yeah, so
Okay.
it relates to the truck drivers because I do a lot of driving around Chicago and being on the traffic, people get a lot of, you know, and I try to do something so my truck driving friends won't go postal or go, you know, postal and 18-wheel truck driving. We have
Yeah,
road
we
rage.
don't-
you know. We don't want that. So, you know, as we sit in Chicago in the traffic, 290, 294, 94, we just sing a song, you know, and a classic song that they know, and then just put a trucker's twist to it so they relate to it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they get into it, you know, before we know, we're out of traffic, you know.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's just what we do.
So you
Tell
get
us
people
about where
through.
you perform these songs at, because you say you perform them. So
Yeah, we do them on the CB radio microphone in the truck.
Right.
But we performed performed out at in Indiana Proviso, Ohio. I was down there. Dallas, we were down there, and just someplace, you know, I go into a karaoke bar or something, and somebody will see me and say, "Hey, you got to do this song. You got to do that song," and then that's all we do.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I want to really thank you,
Oh, yeah.
and all of us would love to thank you for just coming out to our show today. Can you sing something?
You gotta give us a little snippet or something.
A little taste of something, you know.
Like right now.
yeah,
Show everybody what your
we
shit
gave you
is.
that mic to
Okay.
sing.
right.
Well, how about the Grapevine song?
Okay.
And this is about, you know, there's a mountain out west. They call it the Grapevine. So I rewrote that song, or I tried to, and I put a little trucker's twist on it. And it goes like this. This is Merle Haggard. Mama tried, but I put a trucker's twist to it, and I call it my bad days. Here we go. When I first began rolling, I was a lonesome horn blowing. I had trucking dreams of hugging them wide lines. Now I'm in my big rig leaving town. New Orleans is where I'm bound. I'm gearing up and you know I'm hammered down. A lot of my trucking friends are gone. The Lord came and took them home. He's got gear grabbing angels in the sky. But there is one thing that I'm knowing, that one day I will be going up to the trucker's paradise up in the sky. Till then I'm grabbing gears and rolling all across this USA. My good days, they outweigh all of my bad days. My bad days, now I climb back in my big truck and I'm grabbing them gears again. I just wanna give a friendly wave to my trucking friends. Grabbing gears for many years, I shed some tears and overcame my fears. I guess that I'm addicted to the grind. 5 million miles still trucking strong until the day that I go home. There'll be another gear grabbing angel in the sky. Till then I'm grabbing gears and rolling all across this USA. My good days, they outweigh all of my bad days. my bad days. Now I climb back in my big truck and I'm grabbing them gears again. I just wanna give a friendly wave to my truck and real happy. Oh, Jake, great junkie. Y'all be safe, be careful, and God bless you in your travels. Oh, Jerry, he took my big truck and I got the sack. That's how this goes. Well, I guess it was back in '93. I realized grabbing gears was a thing for me. So I said to myself, why don't we just go buy a truck? Well, Miss Judy, that's what I did. I ordered over the phone, but I sure as hell wouldn't if I'd have known that getting that loan was gonna screw up half of my life. Well, the first 2 years wasn't all that bad. I had money in my pocket, bank full of cash. I kept the pedal to the metal cause that large car was fast. Now it wasn't too long for the economy died, and I admit I wasn't too surprised the day the repo girl was outside hooking up to my truck. Well, I tried to get in, but she changed the locks. Then I found this little tape to my side box and said, goodbye, Jake Break, the bill collector will be in touch. So I said to myself right then and there, this old repo girl, she just ain't fair. But brother, that repo girl didn't care. But she took my big truck, and I caught the cab. But they said they gonna take it back to California. My large car, my better hat. Well, it may sound sort of funny, but what's funny is I can't laugh. And I caught the cab. Wait a minute, listen. Listen, y'all ain't heard nothing yet, cause you took my flat screen TV set, my 10-inch stacks, my LEDs, and both my dogs. See? And then she started talking about the repair costs. 2 tires that were worn, the log that I tossed. Didn't take me long to figure out how far toward it I was. Now I'm telling you, they made a mistake, cause it adds up to more than Jake Break, man. Besides, everything that I have for taking, she's already took. Now they got my rig down in California and I'm stuck in this rut with pneumonia, asking myself, why did you buy that damn truck? But she took my big truck and I caught the cab. They say they're gonna take it back to California. I'm a large car, my better hat. Well, it made me sound so funny. As funny as I can't laugh. I caught the cab. Little repo girl came and got my big truck. I tell you what, I'm gonna get my big truck one of these days, but I'm just waiting for it to do what I do. Guess what? This is what she did. But she took my big truck and I caught the cab. They said they gonna take it back to California. My large car, my better hat. Well, baby, now I'm a little funny. What's funny is I can't laugh. She got to laugh and said I caught the cab. What? Going to jail? Jail time? Oh, no. You got the wrong one there, sir. What? Oh, no. Still ain't me driving, but I'm going to jail because I can't get my big truck. Y'all be safe, be careful, and as always, God bless you in your travels. Oh, Jake Bray junking that old Shot-Town trucking family, and we just got down. Peace.
Made a lot of women, but I leave them behind. I wanna go back to the place I love. Magnolia smells sweet, white cotton grows. Take me on down, back to the country. Take me on home, to Greenville, Mississippi. Old Farmer John, he lived right down the road. He works in the field, carrying a heavy load. Said I don't worry about a thing. Sweat running down his face, I ain't feeling no pain. Take me on down, back to the country. Take me on home, to Greenville, Mississippi.
Hi, I'm Vinny Diorio with Roland Transport from Richfield, Wisconsin. This is my 2005 Custom Pete 2008 Mack trailer. Up front, we started out with 20-inch Valley Chrome bumper. Got a car hauler front axle with airbags, so it's slammed right into the ground. Old 359 headlights to give it some style with the old school look. Custom-made visor, custom-made mirror brackets. It's got a 550 cat with an 18 speed. Got 312 wheelbase, and it was all painted by a shop up in town, Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Good friends of mine, TA Truck Painting. Go in the back, we smoothed out rear fenders, smoothed out battery boxes, 8-inch pipes that got hooked up from Quad Cities Peterbilt in Davenport, Iowa. And we got rear fenders that are custom made. There ain't nobody else in the planet that's got them. I had a buddy of mine make them for me, the only ones around. On the trailer there, we got a 2008 Mack trailer with a quick draw tarp system on it with a matching orange curtain so it matches my truck. Painted the frame on my trailer. Got 12-foot spread, 51-foot trailer. And it's all painted underneath and smoothed off with lights underneath so you can't see any of the cross members. In the back, we custom made the DOT bumper right at Mack Manufacturing, Mack Trailer in Salem, Ohio. It's got rides in 4 inches at ride height. Put in 2 sticks, make it look like that old school look. A custom steering wheel that's supposed to be on a hot rod Chevy car that we made a hub for so it'd fit on the truck. Reupholstered the interior so it's all orange and gray on the inside. Put a 359 hood strip in the floor so it matches the top of my hood just to keep the flow through the truck. Reupholstered my seats and everything gray and orange so it all matches. Put a different steering column in it so it can sit down low, because the way I'm sitting here is the way I go down the road. Don't ever air up the seat. This is where it's at, low riding. That's about it.
Hey, Vinny, can we take you down the road?
Let's do it.
The sun was beating down and the wheels were spinning first side over there.
Ready? Now open wide.
You're gonna get them in trouble now.
Good? See?
If you can hear me,
Oh, over the
come
shoulder.
get something to eat.
I'm Gene McKinney with McKinney Record Service, West Blockton, Alabama.
Hi, I'm Doodle Blizzard out of Pikeville, North Carolina. I have a 1990 379 Peterbilt. It's got a 4 1/4 with a 13 speed. We haul chickens and turkeys out of the Carolinas to Florida and then turn around and haul produce back out of Florida up to Philadelphia, up the East Coast. It's just pretty much a standard retro, old school built truck. We have old 359 paint scheme, suicide doors, all clear American Super lights, custom ground effect lighting, shade the horns, 11 roof light. Nothing real exotic, just a pretty much straight out work truck. Got a few custom interior parts, very few. It's pretty much just a straight work truck.
Doodle flew a chicken truck loaded to the max. Feathers flying down the road and smoke is on his back. It ain't easy being sleazy, rolling with the wind, roll on. Doodle keep on rolling till Doodle can't roll no more. Doodle threw the switch, he was lighting up the night. His rig looked like a Christmas tree with all them chicken lights. It ain't easy being sleazy, rolling with the wind, roll on. Doodle keep on rolling till Doodle can't roll no more. Roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on. Doodle keep a rolling till Doodle can't roll no more. Roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on. Doodle keep a rolling till Doodle can't roll no more. Doodle was a quiet type, some say he was insane. Doodle never talked that much, nobody knew his name. Doodle used to drive all night carrying his chicken load. Doodle was a trucking man till he ran out of road. Roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on. Doodle keep a rolling till Doodle can't roll no more. Roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on.
much just a straight work truck.
I'm Gene McKinney from West Blockton, Alabama. Come down to the 2008 Pride and Polish Show at the 75 Chrome Shop. Brought my 379 feet down. Just want to tell you a few things about it. I have a Valley Chrome bumper, I have spinners on it. Steve Brazier from Showtime in Trussville, Alabama, did my paint work. Stainless steel boxes and tunnel lights from Valley Chrome. And a lot of other things that's too much to talk about. That's good enough, that's about all I know.
What do you think?
Nice, real nice.
Careful, careful, careful.
Hey, be careful with me. I hear the lingo, you truckers.
Now you're mine. Forever.
Birthday, Greg. Give my hand. Give my hand. Give it. Okay, now we're gonna do a little later here, okay, this is show combo. Goes to Brad Case.
Very good, we're done. All right, big trophy winners, I'll see you in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see you in 5. Hiya, though.
Jimmy Bean call.
Whenever you're ready, I'll be by the truck.
Okay.
Well, if you could come here and see the 10th annual 75 Polish and I guess it all.
Pride and Polish show.
Oh, it's Pride and Polish show?
Pride and
The Pride and Polish drunk show.
Then you
Drunk show.
missed it.
Yes, you did.
Too bad.
Big time.
We were here. So come on next year.
So yeah, we
Silly
wait
Billy.
for you right here in Wildwood.
Wildwood, honey.
It's Wildwood?
Wildwood.
That's what I'm saying, honey.
Speak English.
That's what I'm going, but I just make it fun of my English.
That's English.
Oh, see?